If you resonate with this video, consider supporting by subscribing. We upload weekly on self-improvement related topics and diving deep into your own spirituality, aiming to help you achieve inner peace and fresh perspectives towards life, as it is sometimes all you need to open up a completely different life path for yourself. From the moment we're born, we begin a fascinating journey of self-discovery. As babies, we start life in a state of pure existence, without any concept of self or other. We simply experience the world around us without labels or judgments. This state of being is actually quite special. It's a time when we're completely open to the world, free from the constraints of identity that we'll develop later. As we grow, our parents and the people around us start to shape our understanding of who we are. They give us a name, and slowly but surely we begin to associate that name with ourselves. We learn to respond when we hear it, connecting our sense of self to this label. Our parents and caregivers reinforce this by explaining, "This is your name," and we accept it as part of our identity. Next comes the exciting process of learning about the world around us. We're taught to recognize and name objects: an apple, a book, a pen. The people in our lives introduce us to different concepts and show us how to distinguish between things. As we confirm over and over that we are this person with this name and this body, our ability to discriminate between ourselves and other things grows stronger. With this growing sense of self comes the ability to express our needs and desires. We learn that when we're hungry, we can communicate this to our parents. If we can't express it in words, we might cry, and our parents understand and meet our needs. Through this process, we discover that we can influence our environment and get what we want. It's a natural and important part of growing up. As we continue to develop, we realize that everything seems to start from me. This sense of self becomes more defined, setting us apart from other things and people. We become aware of our likes and dislikes, our satisfactions and disappointments. By the time we're about 3 years old, this sense of self is pretty well established, and it continues to grow and strengthen throughout our lives. While this development of self is a normal and necessary part of growing up, it can also be the source of many of life's challenges. Our desires, thoughts, and actions all revolve around this concept of me, which can sometimes lead to conflicts with others or inner turmoil. Interestingly, some ancient wisdom traditions suggest that there's value in reconnecting with that initial state of selflessness we experienced as babies. This doesn't mean becoming helpless or losing our identity, but rather learning to let go of rigid self-concepts that might be limiting us. Think about how a baby experiences the world. Everything is new and fascinating. There's no judgment about what's good or bad. Things simply are as they are. A baby doesn't worry about its reputation or compare itself to others. It's fully present in each moment. As we grow older, we learn to categorize and label things. We develop preferences and aversions. We learn that some things are mine and others aren't. This ability to distinguish and categorize is crucial for navigating the world, but it can also create a sense of separation between ourselves and everything else. For example, think about how you feel when something you own gets broken. If it's your expensive new phone that falls and cracks, you might feel upset or angry. But if it's someone else's phone, you might not feel much at all. The difference in your reaction isn't about the phone itself, but about your relationship to it, whether you see it as mine or not mine. This sense of ownership and attachment extends beyond physical objects to our thoughts, beliefs, and identity. We often define ourselves by our roles, our accomplishments, our possessions, or our relationships. While these things are part of our life experience, they don't define our true essence. Many spiritual and philosophical traditions suggest that true freedom and peace come from loosening our grip on this rigid sense of self. This doesn't mean denying our individuality or becoming passive. Instead, it's about recognizing that our true nature is more expansive and interconnected than we might have realized. One way to understand this is through the practice of mindfulness or meditation. When we sit quietly and observe our thoughts, we might notice that they come and go like clouds in the sky. We can see that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that observes them. This realization can be incredibly liberating as it frees us from being overly identified with our mental chatter. Another helpful perspective comes from the ancient Chinese philosopher. He told a famous story about dreaming he was a butterfly. In the dream, he was completely a butterfly, with no awareness of his human identity. When he woke up, he wondered, "Am I a man who dreamed he was a butterfly, or a butterfly now dreaming he's a man?" This story invites us to question our assumptions about identity and reality. It suggests that our sense of self might be more fluid and less fixed than we usually believe. Just as we can become fully immersed in a dream or a compelling story, we can get caught up in the story of who we think we are. Recognizing the constructed nature of our self-concept doesn't mean it's not real or important. Our individual experiences, memories, and traits make us unique and valuable. The key is to hold this sense of self lightly rather than clinging to it too tightly. When we loosen our grip on a rigid self-concept, we open ourselves to new possibilities. We might find it easier to adapt to change, to empathize with others, or to try new things without fear of failure. We can enjoy our successes without becoming overly attached to them, and we can face challenges with more resilience, knowing that they don't define us. This journey of self-discovery is ongoing throughout our lives. It's not about reaching a final destination where we've figured it all out. Instead, it's about cultivating an attitude of openness, curiosity, and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. Here are some practical ways you can explore this in your own life. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe your thoughts and sensations without judgment. This can help you develop a sense of spaciousness around your experiences. When you find yourself reacting strongly to something, pause and ask yourself why. Is it because of a belief or identity you're holding on to? Step out of your comfort zone regularly. This can help you realize that you're capable of more than you might have thought. Treat yourself and others with kindness. Remember that everyone is on their own journey of self-discovery. At the end of each day, take a moment to think about what you've learned. How have your experiences shaped your understanding of yourself and the world? Approach life with a sense of wonder, like a child experiencing things for the first time. There's always more to discover and learn. Remember, this exploration is a personal journey. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and everyone's path will be unique. By cultivating awareness of our true nature, which is more expansive and interconnected than our usual sense of self, we can live with greater freedom, peace, and joy. We can engage fully in life while holding our identities lightly, allowing us to adapt, grow, and connect more deeply with others and the world around us. This journey of self-discovery is one of the most rewarding adventures we can embark on. It's a lifelong process of learning, growing, and uncovering the depths of who we really are. And the beautiful thing is, it's available to all of us, right here and now. So why not start today? Your true self is waiting to be discovered.